Hi, my name is Heather Askinosi with Energy Muse, and today I wanted to share with you my story about how did I even get into the world of crystals and how did I start working with them, and just I want to share with you how they transformed my life. I've always heard the saying about when you're ready, the teacher will appear, and what happened to me personally is that the teacher appeared, but it happened to come in the form of the energy of the earth. And in my 20s, I was leading a life. I looked amazing on paper. If you saw me on paper, you would be like, this girl is killing it. I lived in California. I had a house by the beach. I had a great job. I was making tons of money. I had lots of friends. I was happy. I had a great family life. I mean, everything seemed really great. But inside, there was something that just didn't feel whole. There was a discontentment. And I wasn't really seeking or searching. I was just going with the flow of life. And one day I stumbled upon this very interesting store. And I noticed from the window when I looked in, it had all these candles and some beautiful sparkly things. And you know, you have to remember, this is 25 some odd years ago, so there wasn't a lot of metaphysical or crystal or energy-based stores like they are now. So I walked in, but I was a little hesitant and actually kind of scared because it was a very new environment, but it was so enchanting and intriguing that I had to go inside. And I remember walking inside and my eyes, my senses, everything was, oh my God, what is this? And my whole body felt alive. And I remember that day specifically because there was this crystal. And I know now that it's an amethyst, but I remember seeing this crystal and it was so sparkly and it was so beautiful. And I was like, what is that? And the store owner said, that's a crystal. And I'm like, a crystal? What's a crystal? And she says, it's a rock, it's a crystal, it's a mineral that comes from the earth, and this one comes from Brazil, and it's called amethyst. And it can help you be more intuitive, and it can help you feel more peaceful. And at that time I'm like, what does intuitive mean? And how is a crystal gonna make me feel all those different things? But what really got me at that time was that it was so pretty and I loved it and I could hold it in my hand. And just by looking at this beautiful piece of the earth, I felt happy and I loved looking at it. And it almost had this really interesting way about it where when I looked at the beauty of it, I felt that beauty that resided in me. And so that day I bought the crystal because I thought, you know what, it's pretty and I like it, and I took it home with me. And what I found was interesting is that during the day I would work at my job, but the minute I get off, I'd go to this magical enchanted store that had all these crystals and candles, and I would stay there till it closed. And so it was this interesting journey that I was not looking to go on, but something captivated me, something caught my heart that at that point in my life, I didn't even know what that meant. But I did know that I had something that was calling me, something that made me happy, something that was transforming me in a way that I wasn't even aware of. I went on this journey with the energy of the earth because it was something that took me from the exterior of looking without to going to this interior place within myself where I just had to hold on to something and look at something, and it slowed me down. At that point, I didn't know I needed to slow down. At that point, I didn't know I needed to go within. At that point, I didn't know a lot of things. But this beautiful rock or crystal or mineral that I held in my hand had this power about it. And I mean it in the power about it that it helped me remind me to be still and just to stop and appreciate something. And as I started to do that over time, things started to shift and transform in my life in very subtle ways. And that's really when my journey on the spiritual journey or the healing journey or whatever anyone wants to call it, that's when my life started to transform. You know, it's interesting because I always thought, well, maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm tapping into something and it only affects me in this way. And so I thought it was this very personal energy field that I had with the energy of the earth. But, you know, I've seen people's lives transform. I've seen women who couldn't get pregnant start working with the energy of the earth and being able to have better fertility. And I've seen people that have been heartbroken, who are afraid that they never find love again, who opened themselves up to love and found the love of their lives. I've seen people that they lost their job, they couldn't pay their bills, they were panicked. I mean, you know, how are you going to survive? And using the energy of the earth, and things magnified, and jobs came into their life, and money came into their life. The miracles and the blessings are amazing. And I'm going to say this, I do not think that a rock or a crystal is going to change your life. But what I do know is that a rock and a crystal gives people something to hold on to take a breath, to remember what they want to create and manifest in their life. It's a touchstone and it's a tool to help you on your journey. I just want to say the energy of the earth is different to anyone. For me, it was a very grounding force, and it was this force of stillness that I personally needed at that time in my life. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I still need it today, because even today, after being on this journey for now, you know, over 25 years, I still get into old patterns. I still can get all riled up. I still can get, you know, with kids and family and work and life in general, I still get all these things. But now I have a tool, and I know that this is always my touchstone. The energy of my earth is my touchstone. It's what I hold on to so that I could go, okay, get back in state, get grounded, take a few minutes and breathe. And right then, in that moment, I transform. So for me, I know what it's done for me for 25 years, and I'm one of those people that I don't waste time with things that don't work, because I just don't have the time. But I know that it's changed my life, it's transformed my life, and I've seen it happen with hundreds of thousands of other people because I've been doing this so long. And there is a power, there is an energy field that when we plug into something below our feet, we can reconnect not only to a source below us, but to the source within us, so that we are empowered, we have the courage, we have the strength, and we have an inner knowing that we can create whatever we want to in this lifetime. So the big question is, are you ready for a breakthrough? Are you ready to transform your life? If you are, stay tuned. More information is coming soon.